we're going to welcome back Zach Meyers and Zoe McCullough, who will be talking about student learning from their 2019 curriculum unit, Analyzing Energy Efficiency Through Energy Transformations. This was developed in a 2019 National Seminar on Energy Sciences. So welcome, Zach and Zoe.
So this unit was kind of implemented last year with the adaptation of COVID. So the unit itself was modified based on distance learning, and Zoe and her classmates persevered through my constant iterations of what I was trying to achieve with the unit. And so Zoe's going to touch base about what she experienced last year with the chaos of distance learning and in-person and adjusting to that, and kind of what she took away from the unit. And the unit focused mainly on energy transformations and efficiency with like personal devices, light transformations, and things like that. So she'll touch upon that in her talk. And go ahead and take it away, Zoe. You got this.
Hi, my name is Zoe. Thank you for having me. So the energy unit from Yale's curriculum, it was called Analyzing Energy Efficiency Through Energy Transformations. And so this unit required my classmates and I to create presentations about household appliances and their energy transformations. And then we had to teach what we learned to each other. This caused me to delve deeper into my understanding of machines, power, and energy, how they're all connected, and then apply this knowledge to my everyday life. And so I chose to compare the energy transformations and efficiencies of microwave ovens and refrigerators. And I found that while the former uses microwave radiation and heat energy, the latter utilizes a motor and a combination of different energies. I chose these two kitchen appliances because I use them practically on an everyday basis, but I had no idea how they worked. So I thought that knowing how they function was just good basic knowledge to have. The other lessons that I have studied rarely have had us teach our findings to each other. I feel like by doing this, we were able to deepen our understanding of what we had learned in a way that was relevant to us. So for instance, I learned about the relationships between work, energy, and movement, as well as the difference between simple and complex machines. I then applied that knowledge to a project where I broke down those concepts in a way that elementary, middle, and high school students could understand. And that way I was able to simplify that information so that someone a decade younger than me could understand it, while also covering it in a way that people my age can comprehend. Unlike this unit, my other classes have typically like rushed through topics, but with this class in particular, luckily Mr. Meyers was able to slow down and make sure that the students were truly able to understand what we were learning. And this goes for both virtual learning and in-person learning. And I feel like not just me, but my classmates truly appreciated that. So other than being a little bit more stressed and tired than usual, Mr. Meyers wasn't any different. He maintained the same passion and perseverance during virtual learning that he had prior to the coronavirus. He continued to show his concern for his students' well-being. And I'd say he had to be the most realistic teacher I had in terms of being considerate of people's situations, the workload he gave us, and also how he graded assignments. This class has challenged me in a way that my biology and chemistry classes in high school have not. In these other science classes, I would usually understand content a day or two after learning it, but this physics class has caused me to use my critical thinking skills on a much more frequent basis, which is something that I really appreciate. I don't like easy things. I like being challenged. I like that I've had to delve deeper into what I'm studying, that, you know, I'm constantly being engaged. I remember at the beginning of this course, Mr. Meyers said that even though it was listed as an honors class, it was much more like an advanced placement class, which was definitely true, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I also feel like I'm able to use what I learned outside of a classroom and not just apply that knowledge for like when I'm taking a test. And I'll touch on that in a moment. So as mentioned previously, I applied my knowledge about machines, power, and energy to my everyday life. Surprisingly, energy transformations have come up in conversations with the people in my household, and I was able to contribute with information that I'd gathered from this energy unit. So over the summer, I was debating with a family member about how efficient an air conditioning unit was compared to a refrigerator. And so my family member claimed that running the air conditioning all day, every day was just as efficient as opposed to like not running it. And so I had to explain to them that constantly running the unit would not only raise the electric bill, but it would just be much less efficient because it would be using a lot of thermal energy when it didn't have to. We should only, keep it on when the house is at a high temperature that makes people uncomfortable. So when I explained this to them, my family member then said that an AC is just like a refrigerator. And I said that, this isn't true. While they do have the same energy transformations, a refrigerator has to keep running constantly. Its condenser, compressor, and evaporator have to, keep working. They have to stay on, or else the food in the fridge will spoil. And an air conditioning unit doesn't have to do this. It'll cut off when there's a reasonable temperature inside the space that it's working in, and it won't cause, like food to go bad. It won't be anything detrimental. And so I also said that because the refrigerator has to be on all the time, there's a higher amount of input work. And this means that the fridge's efficiency is going to be much, much lower compared to any other machine that doesn't have to be on all the time, including an AC unit. So I was really glad that I was able to contribute in a meaningful way to that conversation. As for how this curriculum has impacted me, I'd say that it has made me realize my appreciation for physics so much so that I actually want to major in it now, that being either general physics or astrophysics. So I specifically remember this gravity unit that we had towards the beginning of the year. And I remember in the classroom, we had these stations set up across the room, and we were divvied up into small groups of people. And so certain stations had like small labs to do. There were word problems. There were things that we had to figure out. And I just remember how fascinated I was with mass and density and gravitational forces in relation to planets and other objects and things of the sort. And I've always been fascinated with space, with planets, stars, and the unknown. And I really felt like I was able to like take something away from this, and it resonated with me to a point where I think this is what I want to do with my life, or at least with my career. And I'm really thankful for this experience, for this class, and also for Mr. Meyers for being not only a great teacher, but a great mentor. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you.